I told you I'm here to get it, cause baby I'm in my prime. So if you want it, come with it, nobody dimming my shine. Been a long time, homie, since I first got down. Still on top of my game, forever play to the crowd. When I'm in front of a mic and I'm in the spotlight, the Gridiron, man, we taking y'all on a flight. Always coming for the hardcore, this is what I work for. Got 'em feeling for some more, they yelling encore. Verbally, I'm bringing heat to the streets. The flames spitter my squad, nothing but winners, and you'll never see a quitter. Cause adversity is part of the plan. Just as sure as you go, always bob your head to the jam. So turn your volume up, you can see me up on your screen. Kicking knowledge like you need it, y'all some football fiends. Bringing heat at 100, we the realest around. Welcome to the Gridiron, baby, it's going down now. Like the music buzzing in amps. When I hit the end zone, fans are rocking the stands. Cause I'm an already known until the break of the dawn. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the bill. It's the battle hymn, homie, gonna bang in your ear. And when they hear it, they gon' know the Kings is here. Already known until the break of the dawn. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the bill. I'm here to get mine, never gonna dwell on the past. Always moving forward, I won't take my foot off the gas. And I'm ready for the battle and whatever may come. I fight from up in the saddle, go and beat that war drum. If you want some, get some. Wicked about to get dumb. Got the crowd getting loud, everybody heads sprung. Hitting hard and coming stronger like a buck from a cage. Like Micah, I'm a lion busting out of my cage. Cause y'all ain't holding me now, I'll break your bury you down. Go and check your books, cause there ain't no play to be found. They can counter what I'm bringing, you ain't figure me out. Hitting suckers from their gut to their chest and their mouth. And now we steady climbing up to the top. You trying to get on our level, they watch your ass get dropped. Yo, it's your boy on the track, the OG double G. I'm rolling with the heavy hitter, yeah, that's Jersey the King. Let's get it.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. Salutations to you all. I'm Jersey the King, Kevin Womble. He's OG Double G, Gabe Garcia. This is the Gridiron. This is Fuel Sports Network. Welcome in, everybody. How are we doing? Gabe, what's going on, my brother?
What is up, my brother? I'm feeling good. I am feeling good. I'm feeling good, bro, because football season is about to kick it into high gear. You know what I mean?
Sir.
Like, I know we have our spring football, but that's not considered football season. You know, football season is when you got high school, NFL, college football. Oh, it's coming, baby. So I'm feeling good, dog. I am feeling good. I'm ready to go, though, man. I am ready to go.
I'm excited
I'm
as
also
well.
feeling good because my D-backs are rolling right now. So,
hey, let's go. So are my Yankees, you know?
Yeah.
My Yankees are definitely rolling as well. And I'm excited for, what we got going on over there in New York, So, yes, baseball season is upon us. You know what I mean, y'all? The hunt for October will be starting up really soon. You know how fast a month can go by. You know what I mean? Because when August hits, that's when the real hunt for October starts. You know what I mean?
Sir.
Because August and September are key months in the baseball season. So, we sports fans. Hit! What is up, brother? Happy Saturday to you, pimpin'. How are you today, man? It's my dog.
What
That's
is
our
up, man?
dog right there. That's our troll of the century.
Olympics. Yes, hit. The Olympics are coming, baby. I'm hyped.
Yes.
I'm hyped.
I was just going to get into that. The Olympics are on the way. I am excited for the Olympics as well because we got so much going on. We got so much going on, y'all. Like, there's so much going on. There's the new flag football, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. There's the new breakdancing. Like, there's so many new events in the Olympics this season, and I'm excited for every single one of the new events. And, of course, what we've always had. in the Summer Olympics, man.
And men's basketball, y'all better not drop a game this year. You know the women ain't.
At all.
WNBA
At
women
all.
always go and dominate. But the men, don't
Yeah.
mess around. Don't mess around. All right, go on and handle your business.
Please do,
Team
because we clowning if y'all don't.
Bad.
We
Bad.
clowning. You know what I mean, bro? Like, we're going ham.
Yeah.
We're going ham. Real talk. But listen, y'all. We got some UFL news. We have some IFL news. We got some NFL news. And we're talking college football as well. Because you know I got to get Gabe's take on the playoff format. You know I do. I know y'all probably like, man, come on, Jersey. But y'all won't talk about it too. So don't even do it. Don't even do it to yourselves. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you to our sponsors, W Energy Powder, Just Me Jerky, McDougal Bats, True Victory Apparel, and Retro Royals Apparel. Wonderful sponsors of Fuel Sports Network. We thank you for everything you've done for our network as well. We thank you to all the fans. And make sure you guys go use the Save 10 now, save 10%, save 10, save 15, and Fuel Sports Network codes. And the Save 10 as well for Retro Royals. Fuel Sports Network is for the McDougal Bats. And you guys know Save 10 now for Just Me Jerky, save 10% for W Energy, and save 15 now for True Victory Apparel. So those are all the codes you can use to get 10% and 15% off your purchases with our lovely sponsors of Fuel Sports Network. And if you haven't already, download the Fuel Sports Network app on your Roku and Amazon TV and devices. That's Roku TV, Amazon TV, Roku Stick, and Amazon Fire Stick. So, what are we going to talk about first? Let's see. I think it's fitting, honestly. I think it's fitting to really speak on, the UFL draft. And the reason why is because I feel that the UFL draft, the college draft coming up, is very, very important. There's a lot of players that's available in this pool. There's a couple thousand players, man. If I was reading that correctly, there's going to be a couple thousand players available in this pool. What are your thoughts on this, Gabe? You think it's
Now I'm assuming most of these guys are likely that were undrafted free agents when it came to the NFL draft. So we're going to be getting the next the UFL is going to be getting kind of the next level of those guys are the undrafted free agents, but there's talent there. There is talent
right?
there. That's the thing. People want to say, "Wow, they didn't go to the NFL." That don't mean nothing. Okay, I don't doubt that don't mean nothing. There is talent there.
Exactly.
Some of these guys haven't even peaked yet. That's the thing. Some of these guys haven't even peaked. So some of these teams in the UFL are going to end up with a diamond in the rough. Okay, I have a feeling that that's going to happen. Whether it's at quarterback, at wide receiver, at running back, maybe a pass rusher, who knows? But I do know that my Arlington Renegades sitting there at 3. I'm hoping that they, I want to see what they're going to do in terms of, are they gonna go defense? Are they gonna go secondary first? What are they gonna do there? Memphis is they need a lot of help. I don't
And
know
they're
what
on the
else to
clock.
say about that. Yeah, they are. I think honestly though, I think Memphis actually has a better roster in my opinion than Houston does. Okay,
Oh
but
yeah, most definitely.
I think a lot of it was coaching. There was just a lot of things that did not go for Memphis this year, obviously. But I think I'm wondering which of these teams are going to be drafting a quarterback in that first round. That's something to think about right there. We could be seeing Birmingham drafting a quarterback in the first round. That would not surprise
Right.
me because we know how Birmingham is when it comes to quarterbacks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, they're going to put in a different quarterback every year, and they're going to make a run. That's just what Skip Holtz does. But I think it is, man. I feel like this is a great thing for them to be doing it July 17th, right before NFL camp takes over the headlines. You know what I mean? Because once
Yeah.
training camp kicks in for the NFL, UFL, you're not going to see any headlines all the way until next season. It's just not going to happen. So this is the time to do it right now. You get all eyes. on the UFL,
Mm-hmm.
for this day. And I think I feel there's going to be some great players in here that are going to surprise a lot of people. You know what I mean? Coming out in this draft, because this isn't veterans, y'all. This isn't guys that are coming from the NFL that have lost their step and trying to get back to it. No, these are dudes that have that hunger in them. You know what I mean? That hunger is
Exactly.
still there. And they're going to go out there and they're going to be like, you know what? All right, I didn't get drafted. Watch what I'm going to do in the UFL. If y'all draft me, you know what I mean? And I'm going to turn some heads. So I'm excited about
Because
football. I really am.
that's the point for these guys. You know what I mean? That's
Absolutely.
literally the points for these guys. Let me go into this league and make some noise.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go into this league and show that I've developed my craft a little more from the time you've seen me at the scouting combine. You know what I mean? Pro day, all these different workouts, the whole nine. I've elevated my game. I've done this, I've done that, I've done harder in training. I've done everything I'm supposed to do, and it showed on the field. You know what I mean? And I think that's what these guys have in their mind when it comes to the UFL and going into this league in the draft.
Yeah.
Hit says one and done QBs. You ain't in it for the long haul, for long run. I I be like, give me my money. I don't care. And you know what, Hit? I get it. I get what you're saying, but you got to also look at it like this: they can only be a one and done QB if they get to the NFL. Like Alex Magoo made it to the NFL, but he has never started a game yet.
Yeah.
So he made it to the NFL, and he's good enough to be number 3 or number 2, wherever position he's at on the depth chart. He's good enough to be there to where they're not looking at waiving him, or else he would have got waived last season before the season even started, and he didn't. You know what I mean? So AJ Martinez has an opportunity, but me and Gabe was actually just talking about this before the show. There hasn't been a lot of players that's been signed to the NFL from the UFL this season so far,
Mm-hmm.
this offseason. There hasn't been. We could take a look at the list again and show you guys. Since this first announcement, there hasn't been any other players that we know of who have been signed to NFL teams, aside for the other Cowboys players that have been signed.
Yeah. And to be honest, when I'm looking at the list right here, obviously Jake Bates, I think he's locked in as the Lions kicker. There will be no competition in camp for him. I think
Right.
the two guys right now that Dallas has with cornerback Gridiron Conley and Willie Harvey Jr. I think both of those guys have a honestly legit shot to make the roster. They both do, especially at
Yep.
linebacker where we need depth, and in the secondary, especially if we do not re-sign Gilmore. So everybody else, though, I mean, I think Jacob Sailors has an opportunity there in New York, obviously. But when you look at like Ricky Person Jr. with Seattle, I mean, you look at who they have there, bro. He's going to be lucky to compete for an RB3 spot. So
Right.
he might not make that squad. The majority of these guys on this list, y'all, as small as this list is, may not make the squads. Probably won't. But
I think the guards have the best chance of securing a spot, like Jake Bates.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
like that, like Jared Jones Smith for Atlanta. I think he has a real good shot at making that roster. I really do, because Atlanta needs help on the offensive line,
yeah.
especially at the tackle position. And I think that's why he was signed, because of what he did this season. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah,
in my opinion, I think we're going to be looking at, like you said, for secure spots. Like they really don't have no competition, or
yeah,
the competition isn't going to be as competitive as it was last season.
yeah.
I honestly think that the offensive linemen on this list have a real good shot, and even some of the defensive linemen like DeAndre Tillman and Prince Emili, I think they also have chances. You know what
You
I
know,
mean? I
there's
really think they do.
there's something on that list that really stands out, bro. Is that there's one wide receiver, which is David Davison. Even though he's in Carolina, I still think that the talent there in Carolina is better than what I think he's going to be able to do. I could be wrong, but Other than that,
I honestly
there's no other receivers there, and there's no quarterbacks on that list at all.
none.
And if I'm being real, okay, going back to what Hit was talking about with the one and done, when you bring a quarterback into the UFL, you don't know if he's going to be one and done. You don't. So you can't
Really
really
don't.
say, you can't be like, oh no, we're only going to get you for a year. No, because every contract literally of every player in the UFL is for
It's
1
for a
year.
year right now.
Literally for a year. So you don't know that now.
That might change though.
That might
change
And
after next
that's
season.
Yeah, that's gonna all
After next
depend on
season,
growth. Yeah, that's gonna all depend on growth. But if
Right.
I'm looking at quarterbacks, I mean, honestly, Luis Perez has to be top on the team's list because if quarterbacks are going to get signed from the UFL, it's going to be for depth reasons. Everybody's got their starting quarterback right now. And Luis Perez and Adrian Martinez are going to be the two guys that are on top of any team's list if they need a backup quarterback going into camp. Because Luis Perez, because of he's a veteran and his IQ on the field is just ridiculous. And then you've got, of course, Adrian Martinez and the way how explosive he is. So those are the two guys that if you're going to end up seeing any quarterbacks, I think those are going to be the two guys that are high on everybody's list. But it's weird
and
to
they're
see.
Gonna be backups,
it's weird
like
to
you
see no
said.
quarterbacks there. Yeah.
It is. It is. But let's look at the quarterback play from the season. Let's be honest. Let's look at the quarterback play from the season. Adrian Martinez, Luis Perez,
and AJ
McCarron.
That's it. Those are the only three that were really
Te'amu.
great.
Te'amu was
good,
good.
but he wasn't great.
Good.
Like he did enough that when his defense kept him in games, when defense kept him in games, like he was a game manager. So if you want that, that's fine. That's fine. But
right.
Yeah.
But that's the only four quarterbacks, or those are the only four quarterbacks besides Chase Garbers, and we can't leave out Chase Garbers. The only reason why I don't have Chase Garbers there is because he was injured. And that injury took away from his performance on the field or being able to perform on the field. Because if he wouldn't have got injured, then Chase Garbers would have been in top 3, top 4 off the rip. He would have definitely been over Jordan Thomo. The way he played, especially at the start of the season, I don't think Quentin, if he wouldn't have got injured, I don't think Quentin Dormady would have gotten any starts this season. And then what they had going on in down there in Houston, we were just going to get the ball to Mark Thompson 20 to 25 times every game. That's just the game plan. We're going to cycle through the quarterbacks. We're going to rush them and dry them, and then we're going to hang them out to dry. That's what we do. I love you, CJ, but I'm just saying you're not head coach material. Sorry, in my personal opinion.
And
from the way you coached these last 2 seasons, no. Sorry.
And the problem too is like you look at like the other teams. Case Cookis.
Welcome back, Sandy.
We thought Case Cookis was going to be in an opportunity to really make a run at trying to get into a playoff, into an NFL camp this year. And Case Cookis, that whole team was just a dumpster fire in the beginning. It was like you throw in all these great ingredients and coaching had no idea what to do with them. So Cookis, that really hurt his stock bad, bro. That hurt his stock bad. Yep. So there's really no, like, going back to your point, other than probably the top 3 guys, I mean, AJ McCarron, it's likely he's not going nowhere. But other than, so you look at Adrian Martinez and Perez, those are the only 2 names that make any logical sense that could get an NFL call. You know what I mean? And Luis Perez, if he doesn't get that call, he's coming back. And I think Adrian Martinez will too. But it's just weird, bro, because we said it by this time last year, by the time camp was in full swing, there was over 100 players signed from spring football.
Definitely
between the XFL and the USFL. And teams now are just like, we're not there yet. Let's wait till we get into camp. Now, that's what I'm thinking. Teams are saying, let's wait till we get into camp.
I think it's good, though. But I think it's a good thing for the UFL. I think it's a good thing for consistency for fans. Because now those players who are returning next season, now you can put out player jerseys with their names on it instead of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or Moose Johnson or Danny Garcia's daggone name on it, or no name on the back of the jersey at all. And you got the year of the season, the 2024, 23. No, we want number 15 or number 12. LP12. We want a LP12 jersey.
Yeah.
We want a AJ McCarron number 10 jersey. We want a Jordan Tom number 10 jersey. You know what I mean? Like, we want our players' jersey numbers on the back of that jersey in their names, and we want that merchandise. We're going to skip our first commercial break. We're going to take a commercial break halfway through the show because this is a good conversation. Not even going to lie. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Not even going to lie. We've been rolling right now. Glad to have you back this week, brother. I missed you, man. No homo.
Hey, man, I'm back.
But yes, sir.
You know,
but like,
and also going back with that whole thing with the draft, what you were talking about, and this how much impact the little amount of players that have been signed right now makes on that draft. Because now these teams are like, okay, teams got to know who do they anticipate that maybe is talking to a team in the NFL right now, maybe could get called to camp. So you have to kind of plan your draft and draft strategy now, looking at like, okay, who might we have to replace? You know what I mean? So this is going to be tricky. This is going to be tricky for these GMs and coaches right now, man, because they have got to figure out. They have got to figure out which players they might have to be replacing in this.
I'm sorry, it just made me laugh. Hit. Shh. Don't tell nobody. Dang. But who do you think, coaching wise, will stay? Good question, Sandy.
You know, I think.
Listen, I don't think I'm gonna be having a job this year.
You ain't gonna be
I'm
there.
just saying.
You know, I don't know if Filippo even deserves to be returning after that roster and finishing last in the league. You know what I mean with the showboats.
Di Filippo.
How do you have that roster and completely just crap the bed? You know what I mean?
Right.
No. And we've talked about, of course, with the Renegades this year. I'm okay with Bob Stoops returning as long as he makes some changes on his staff. I don't want to see this whole, those are my guys. Those are my guys. No, there's got to be changes. So I'm okay if he returns, but there's got to be changes on his staff. Otherwise, Bob, sorry. Bob Legend, go retire. You're good. But if you're going to keep your boys there, you got to go retire with them. Otherwise, I'll take you back. But I'm gonna need you to replace. And Skip Holtz is one that I think will be back, obviously, for obvious reasons. Wade Phillips will as well. But Skip Holtz, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man. The UFL. If I'm
Reggie Barlow's coming back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like Barlow. And also, of course, St. Louis. You know, they're gonna be there with their coaching staff, so there won't be a lot of changes, but we could see one or two. But Skip Holtz is a guy that if I'm the league, if I'm UFL, I'm like, okay, we need to pay this man because for what he's done, somebody in the NFL, he's on NFL's radar right now. You know, for teams that after this season, for coaches that are in the hot seat, and Dallas, the same, Dallas, I wouldn't mind no Skip Holtz over there, but
right, no,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So if I'm
y'all hate us.
If I'm the UFL,
the best kicker, and we get the best coach, don't play with us, and the best punt returner turn wide receiver. Stop it.
So if I'm the UFL, dog, I'm like, we cannot let this man go nowhere. The UFL needs Skip Holtz to stay there, bro, and continue to run the evil empire, whatever y'all want to call Birmingham. It's because of him. So, but
I got a question for you, Gabe.
If you're gonna go somewhere, Jerry, get him on the phone. What's up, bro?
Right now. Question for you. Did you hear any of the whispers about TB12 in the UFL? Bars, ladies and gentlemen, bars. But yeah, TB12 in the UFL and possible investment or team ownership. Did you hear any? Did you hear any of those?
I did. I did.
What do you think? What would become of my lovely Vipers if they were to come back under ownership of TB12? Because y'all know TB12 got his hands in some things in Vegas. When it comes to sports teams, we talking WNBA, Aces, we talking Raiders in the NFL. Why not own a spring football team?
Yeah.
Why not pay? Why not build a stadium? Why not build a practice facility? It ain't gonna cost him much because he knows how to have it to where, first off, it's Vegas. We're gonna need a dome, and secondly, the practice facility could be right next door.
Plus, let's be real, bro. It's the GOAT. So I mean, you're gonna tell me that all these casino owners and people in Vegas aren't gonna jump on an opportunity to invest in whatever he's got going on? You know what I'm saying? That's the
Local
GOAT right there.
ownership.
That's the GOAT right
Local
there.
ownership.
Let me give you a few $1 million to invest in this because I can, because it's Tom Brady doing this thing. You know what I mean?
Local ownership. That's where it begins. Like Greg Williams whispered it during the season about local ownership and local markets being brought into play for local ownerships in these local markets to where players are going to eventually be living here or there or wherever their team is playing at. That's the real drive.
That's the goal.
That's the real
goal
key
right
in
now.
the ignition, gas on the pedal direction they're trying to go to. They're starting the car up for that. That's what the merge was all about.
Let me ask you.
Let's look at it real quick. That was. Do you agree with that? That was what the reason for the merge.
Well, that's why I want to ask you something real quick regarding that. Do you feel like that has to be the short-term goal before expansion?
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Because you're gonna entice more investors into expansion if you know that everything's gonna be done at home.
Right. Now, I think with Tom Brady if Tom Brady is one of those names, then we actually may see expansion, because I think Tom Brady will be able to bring a franchise back to Vegas.
Bro, if Tom Brady gets involved in the UFL, there's going to be a lot of people jumping on board.
Exactly. So then we might see it faster. Like, I think that's another reason why the draft was a month after the season ended.
Yeah.
It's literally a month and 1 day after the season ended. Like, literally, because there's only 30 days in June. So it's literally a month and 1 day after the season ended with the championship game that we're getting a UFL college draft. And I don't think it's just so much to do it before the NFL training camp and preseason and actual regular season starts. I think there's a lot, because, like, look what happened last year. They didn't even hold that draft until after they announced that there was a intent to merge.
Yeah. Yes.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then once they announce the intent to merge, then they start doing this, announcing this, and announcing that, and announcing this. And then when they finally finalize the merge, then we got a draft, we got another draft, and we got the season. So now they have more time because they're moving forward with a second season of something that's already set in stone now. So now they have more time to do these showcases, early drafts, supplemental draft, college draft, all that. If the UFL has that minor league partnership that the XFL had with the IFL from last year, if that carried over to the UFL, then we could see that IFL showcase and draft. You know what I mean? So there's a lot that could happen in this offseason. And then if local ownership gets put into play, it could be done this offseason. Now, that isn't to say that those teams will make their appearance back in 2025. It could be a 2026 future, you know what I mean, for these teams to come back. But just to know that local ownership is being put in play, and it starts with the teams that are already in the league right now, and then we can start seeing teams come back because of local ownership, like the Seattle Sea Dragons, the Orlando Guardians,
the Breakers. The Breakers are a team that everybody
New
wants.
Orleans Breakers, that they could either be, and the Breakers could either be in the West Coast in Portland or in New Orleans.
Yeah,
because they were originally in Portland back in the 80s version of the USFL. So the New Jersey Generals, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many teams that you get local ownership involved, they could get put back in play. You move Pittsburgh to Canton, it's a wrap. They'll have a franchise, trust me. And so many people want that move to happen because there's no need for a Pittsburgh team. And in my opinion, there's no need for a Philadelphia team. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The Eagles and the Steelers have those football markets locked up
And they're not markets that are traditionally all about football and everything else. It's not like Texas,
Exactly.
where you can have all these teams and they're going to get supported, or California. You know, if you're gonna do that, then before you go out to Pittsburgh, you know what? Put a team out in the New York area. How are they? I mean, come on, that is the market there. How is there no team there? There's got to be. It's got to be.
Exactly. I don't think they're going to be stupid again. I think that
No,
they are going to target,
they
because
got
they
a
already
much
said they're
better.
going to target these local markets. They already said that they're going to target the marketing in these local markets as well. So real quick, I want to jump back into that when we come back, and then we got to get into the rest of the show. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to finish this up really quickly and move on to the IFL and the NFL. So y'all sit back, relax, and we will be back with more on the Gridiron right here live on Fuel Sports Network. Don't go nowhere.
If you aren't perfect, if you've ever struggled, if you've ever failed, if you want to get better, be better, and make our world better, this is the perfect brand for you. True Victory. Founded by U.S. military veterans, True Victory is a sportswear and streetwear brand dedicated to building everyday champions on and off the field. We're a cause. Our purpose is to transform lives and elevate humanity through the power and unity of sports, positive stories, and serving others. We're dedicated to the game, the grind, and the globe. But most importantly, we're dedicated to you. That's what it means to be always true.
Welcome back to the Gridiron Live here on Fuel Sports Network with your hosts, Kevin Jersey King Womble, OG Double G, The Wicked One, Gabriel Garcia. And make sure you guys go and check out The Wicked One on Spotify. Go check out my man Gabe's music. He's a dope artist. You hear the intro song to the show, you know, when the show first comes on and goes live. You hear that, man. He brought
Appreciate
genius
you,
to
bro.
that track.
Appreciate you,
Not
bro.
only from the production side, but from the writing side as well. That man over there is a lyrical genius in his own right.
Thank you,
So
bro. That means a lot, bro. I
you know,
appreciate that, man.
hey,
Appreciate that.
I
Thank you.
know music just like you do, brother. You know, music was my
Hey,
first love and
man,
and
you
how I
hey,
got into entertainment.
by the way, y'all go check out that new Eminem album. Oh man, The
Oh
Death of
yeah,
Slim
the
Shady,
thing is
bro.
fire.
Oh my gosh, there's
It's fire.
two songs on there that really kind of choke you up a little bit, man. He's got one that he does for his daughter, and another one he does with Jelly Roll, and
Yeah,
it's called Somebody Save
it's
Me.
fire.
Y'all go and check it out, man. Awesome. Speaking of, I was just saying, speaking of lyricism. So
It's definitely dope. All right, so back to what Sandy asked. Do you think that they're going to target the local markets? They already said that they're going to target like Memphis and the markets that didn't, basically the markets that didn't show up, where the fans did not show up to the games. You know what I mean? And they're going to try and do their best to engage with the fans even more. And do a lot more meet and greets, do a lot more promotion locally. So I hope they do a lot of local advertising with these news stations and local TV stations in these local areas as well, because it's a smart thing to do. I don't think they're going to be stupid again. I think they're going to do it the right way this time, and I think they're going to go into this second season with the right business plan so that they can move on to a third season with expansion in mind and things of that nature. So
Yeah.
that's my personal opinion. Gabe?
I agree completely. You got to look at the markets first that really need help, which obviously Memphis comes to mind. People just did
Mhm.
not seem interested at all this year, and so that one they really have to test that market this year by going out, putting a little more into that market, and if it
Mhm.
still doesn't catch after season 2, then you start looking about relocation. But I think the markets obviously that struggled between Memphis and I don't know who else. I know Houston struggled at times to bring a crowd in, but I think a lot of that could have been just a bad team not being able to pull in
Yeah.
people. Memphis was, but because Houston early on in the season they were getting the crowds. Memphis was
Yeah.
not getting crowds even when the season started. So it's not like
Even
everybody knew they were
Arlington,
that team. Yeah,
even
yeah.
Arlington, the crowds weren't the biggest. San Antonio, the crowds weren't the biggest. Every team, I'm gonna be so
Well,
honest
and
with you, every
they are
team
going to have to. Yeah, I
aside
mean, I
from St. Louis, even Birmingham was a little disappointing this season. Not
Arlington was one of the teams that had the higher average, but it's still the average is not very high to begin with for the league.
Nope.
So I mean, I think Arlington was somewhere around 9 to 10,000 people per game. But that's not they want more. I mean, when you're looking at what St. Louis is doing, you can't expect everybody to be St. Louis, obviously. But come on,
Right.
man. Y'all, I mean, like Birmingham for the team they have, how are they not? And I know that's a football community there. How are they not pulling in at least 15,000 people every week? You know what I mean? Every
Right.
game. Like that should not be happening. Arlington, I love Choctaw, but it may be time to downsize your stadium a little bit. You know what I mean? Some of
That
these
as
teams,
well.
like DC, it's that the size of that stadium they play in is perfect. It is
It's perfect
perfect.
for him.
It looks packed. The crowd is right there. It's very close. It's just it's a fun stadium to look at and watch these teams play in. So I think that's
And
what a
even
lot
their
of
numbers
are based
decreased
around.
from the 2023 XFL season as well.
Yeah,
DC's numbers even decreased and went down. You know what I mean? So we've seen a drop, but we all knew that was coming. We all talked about this. Everyone that talks about and covers the UFL or covered the XFL and the USFL, we all talked about it when the merge happened, that
yeah,
we were going to see a decrease because the fans lost trust. We lost 16 teams and we're down to 8. They lost trust.
hmm,
So we knew there was going to be a drop in not only viewership, but fan attendance,
yeah,
most importantly. So we were prepared for it. Now it's time to see it grow again. Now, if the marketing is done correctly, the local meet and greets are done more, the community engagement happens more, the local advertising and marketing is done properly, then we'll see an increase. There'll be no choice because fans will see it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
They can't. Not everybody's going to be like St. Louis, because this is the thing, Sandy. St. Louis is starving for a professional football team. A lot of these
yeah.
other areas have football teams in the
Yes,
NFL,
yes. Or they
or
never had
a
a team.
team close. Right,
Yeah,
right.
or they
Or they
never
never
had an
had a
NFL
team and they're
team, so
not used to it.
they don't remember like St. Louis is starving. They want it back. Like they're like, man, like
Hmm.
we want it back. When you look at places like Memphis and them that never had an NFL team actually there. See, and you're talking about the places that have them, like Arlington, Houston, they have teams there. You know what I mean? So you can't expect everybody to be St. Louis. Like I'm gonna ask you a legit question this year right now about this. Now I don't want to say this year, but it's hypothetical. Jersey, do you feel that if the Battlehawks had the kind of season, let's say that Memphis has, if they were going winless the majority of the season up until the last week, do you feel that their attendance would have stayed consistent?
Yes,
You think so?
them Battle Hawk fans would have supported regardless.
If they were
showed it.
getting whooped every
Even in a
single week,
loss.
though, if they were getting
Yep.
whooped every single week, I don't know
Yep.
about that.
Look
I
at
think
the
they still
Houston
would have been. I
fans.
think they
The
still would have
Houston
been the
fans
high.
did.
Well, but Houston still dropped off though. But I think it would have still been the highest average. I will say that, but I don't think they would have been averaging the 30,000. I think that would have dropped maybe to about 20,000 or so. But that's just hypothetical.
And Sandy,
You know what I mean?
I'm
That's
not saying you guys want an NFL team. I'm saying you guys want a professional football team.
But I don't believe that.
St. Louis.
I don't
think
believe
it's
that.
more
I
that
got
they
people.
that
I
they
got people. Sorry, I'm sorry, Jersey. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I just don't think it's just a NFL team thing. I think it's just the fact that they want a professional football team again. And if it's not, since it's not hasn't been working with the NFL getting a team back or keeping a team in St. Louis, why not the UFL? Why not support the UFL? That's what it's all about for St. Louis football fans. Why not the UFL?
Yeah.
And it's a good team, and they got AJ McCarron. Come on now, we got.
I don't believe that all St. Louis fans don't want NFL there. I think if the NFL said, you know what, we're gonna move the Rams back, or we're bringing a team, I think St. Louis would support it. I think they would support it.
Yeah,
I think they would show up, and they would. You know what I mean? I think because I've seen in all the comment threads and stuff more St. Louis fans talking about, look, see NFL, you see how much we want football back, pro football, come back. That's what I see a lot of them saying, man. And so, I mean, and I think, honestly, I think St. Louis would support both, to be honest.
Definitely.
I think that's a market that they would support both.
Definitely. All right, real quick, guys. The UFL actually held a high school football clinic yesterday and finishing it up today. As you can see, it was held yesterday at 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday, and then Saturday it is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it's actually going on right now at Missouri Baptist University, Spartan Field on Outer 40 Road in St. Louis. So there you have it. The UFL is trying to do a lot as far as engaging with the community. So that is an amazing thing to see.
It's a great thing, bro.
Definitely amazing thing to see.
We both talked about that. That's what we wanted to see out of the UFL. You know what I mean? So.
Exactly. Now, on to the IFL, the Indoor Football League, the Indoor War, y'all. We're into the final 2 weeks of the regular season. The playoff push is really valid right now. It is the final 2 games of the regular season, and we got a lot to really break down and dissect real quick. All these games mean something, regardless of record right now. For a lot of let me take that back. For these teams who are trying to make the playoffs, all these games matter. These last 2 games matter. We got Green Bay taking on Jacksonville. We got Sioux City Storm taking on Iowa Barnstormers. We got Tulsa taking on Quad City Steamrollers. We got the Gunslingers taking on the Sugar Skulls. We got the Nighthawks taking on Northern Arizona. And we got the Bay Area Panthers hosting the Duke City Gladiators. If Bay Area loses again, they don't receive home field. So I'm rooting for Duke City. I'm going to let y'all know that right now. Oh, sorry, wrong one. I'm rooting for Duke City. Here are your playoff scenarios. That's what I was trying to click on. I'm definitely rooting for Duke City. But Bay Area clinches the number 1 seed with the win. Vegas can clinch a playoff berth with the win. In the East, Massachusetts can clinch number 3 seed with the win or a Quad City loss. And Quad City can actually clinch a playoff berth with a win. Elimination, Tulsa is going to be eliminated from playoff contention with the loss. So that's what we're looking at in the scenarios. That's why I say a lot of these games are important. Now, if you look at the standings right now, Tulsa, or in the West, Tucson's been eliminated, Duke City's been eliminated, the Gunslingers have been eliminated, unfortunately, in their first season, but they are with a 500 record. I got to give them their credit. First season in the IFL. The Nighthawks dropped down to number 4. As you see, the Wranglers, they're in the hunt as well. The Strike Force have clinched the playoff berth, and the Bay Area Panthers have clinched a playoff berth, and they weren't able to clinch first round home game. So they're looking to clinch the number 1 seed to get first round home game and just, I believe, home field advantage in the playoffs. If you look at the West, we already have 3 teams who have clinched a playoff berth, 2 teams who have clinched home field first round games or first round home games. And then we got 3 teams eliminated: Jacksonville, Iowa, and Sioux Falls. So the playoff picture now, the eliminated teams, they're trying to really hurt these these teams that are vying for a playoff spot. You know what I mean? And I think that these games are going to matter to the point where it's going to come down to a lot of these games are going to come down to the last play, because that's how it's been during the season. You know what I mean? But I think these last 2 weeks are going to be really, really good football, high octane football as well. If you haven't watched the IFL, you got to watch it. It's been some good football this season. It's different from outdoor football, so get used to seeing a big difference. Get used to seeing dasher boards around the field. Get used to seeing the field being 50 yards instead of 100. Get used to seeing a 25-yard midfield line instead of a 50-yard midfield line. You know what I mean? And even sideline to sideline, it's a little smaller. So, but you're going to be seeing some crazy catches over the wall and all type of stuff. The field goal posts are hanging in the air with nets, and you can get a rouge off of a kickoff, making it through the uprights on a kickoff. That's a rouge. It's like 2 points. A drop kick. You know what I mean? There's so many different rules in the indoor league and just arena football. It's in general, which is considered indoor football. But there's so many different rules, and you guys should definitely check it out because it's good football. I promise you. Now, your Duke City Gladiators are looking to upset the Bay Area Panthers. I'm rooting for Duke City, man.
Hey, it can happen.
Yeah.
Duke City has been showing that they're gonna offense now is going to be able to put up a lot of points. But please don't give up 80 again, boys. Don't do that. Don't give up 80.
Man. They gave
when
up
I saw that, I said,
burger.
man, I got text Jersey right now. I was like, damn, my boys
said,
I saw the score. I saw the score and I said,
an 80 burger.
I said, you know what? I saw the score right, but first I saw the first thing I saw was our score, Duke City, and I was like, all right, my boys hung up 50, and then I saw that we lost and gave up. What was it? 81 points, 83 points, 81. Something like that. I was like, wow,
it was like 81. Okay. Yeah. Don't put up Kobe numbers on you.
Yeah, but they, but they can put up points though. They can put up points.
Definitely
can. As long as they don't go there again,
defense got to tighten up and button up some things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Frisco just got some revenge from earlier this season. That's all.
That's what that was.
They got some revenge for a poor showing against them the first time around. So that's all it was. They was like, let's put our foot on the gas, put our foot on their neck. But y'all, we're going to jump into a quick commercial break. Make sure you check out the IFL games this weekend, starting today. Make sure you check them out. They will be on this afternoon. So hope you guys are really, really into this league like we're trying to push you into. We're going to take another quick commercial break, and I mean a real quick commercial break, like 30 seconds or something like that. And we'll be right back with more of the Gridiron. We got fan mail, y'all, so don't go nowhere. It's the Gridiron live on Fuel Sports Network with JTK and OG Double G. Welcome back to the Gridiron Live on Fuel Sports Network with your host, Kevin JTK Womble and OG Gabriel Garcia. You already know. Now, Gabe,
What up, bro?
we're huge Cowboy fans. We're
Yes, we
huge
are.
Cowboy fans. Die hard, never try hard. And just to remind all of our Cowboy fans out there,
Mm-hmm.
the training camp schedule is out and it starts on the 25th with an open practice. Another open practice on the 26th. Then we got our opening ceremony, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, our opening ceremony. So I'm excited that if you look at this, look how many open practices they have open to the public.
Yeah, and you watch. You're going to be seeing a lot of video, out there in Oxnard, California. That's why they're.
Mhm.
That's why when Dallas goes like to LA or to the West Coast to play a game, it's almost like a home game because they have
Yep.
so many fans out there. They've been going to Oxnard now for training camp, like for such a long time now, and
Couple
so if
decades,
y'all are
right?
out there, yeah, if y'all are out there in the in the area, man, make sure you get out to one of these open practices. You get to meet
There's
and see
plenty
some of
of
the
them.
players, man. Yeah, there is, man.
Definitely.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm excited, bro. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I wish I was
I
out
am
there
too.
and could get out there, but it ain't gonna happen. But
Me
I keep
too.
up with all the video and stuff. So
Me too. And in other NFL news, all other training camps will be starting soon as well. If you
mhm.
follow the Jersey the King show and you watch the Jersey the King show live on Field Sports Network, then you'll know that I do cover the Raiders, and the Raiders training camp will be starting soon as well. So yeah, there's a lot going on in the NFL when it comes to
Yeah,
training camp. Training camp is about to be in full effect here next week or in the next week and a half.
yes,
You know what I
it
mean?
is.
So
Yes, it is. And
I'm excited,
fantasy
man.
football is coming up for all my fellow fantasy football players. It's
Yeah,
about to go
I'm
down.
winning this year.
It's
I'm
on.
winning this year.
It's
You ain't
on.
gonna play me this year. I'm winning this year, okay?
Uh,
Ain't
hey,
nobody messing with royalty this year. Nobody.
yeah. Hey, don't be
Oh,
starting off in first place for the first half of the season and like you did last year, and then just fall apart at the end, bro. In the second back half of the
I
season.
don't know what happened. I don't know what happened,
Yeah,
man. I was killing the game. I'm over here gloating every week, like, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And then midway through the season, it was like,
yeah.
I'm
Quiet.
still in the running.
Yeah. If I win and get some help, I can still get in. I can still get in. Hey, and you
Right.
know what? Rest in peace. Also, while we're on NFL news, to legendary defensive coordinator Monty Kiffin just passed away. He
Yes.
was the architect of the famous Tampa 2 defense that Warren
Yes,
Sapp and those
sir.
boys made famous down there. He spent a year coaching in Dallas as a defensive coordinator too at the end of his career. So rest in peace. Not a lot of news, bro. I mean, when Jamal Adams, who's way past his prime, is the big news of the week signing to the Titans. NFL's
Yeah.
quiet right now. That's when
Yeah,
training camps get ready to
exactly.
kick in because this is like the calm before the storm of news. It's going to be
Right.
coming out. You're going to see Twitter blowing up with video and all this stuff. Players making one-handed
Yep.
grabs and all kinds of things going on in camp. So Jamal
Yeah.
Adams did get
It's about
signed
to
for
get
a year.
live.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
And y'all be sure to check out Receivers on Netflix. If you caught the quarterbacks show last year, Receivers is so good, bro. If you get a chance to check it out, man,
I
it
will.
helps you become a fan of some of these guys, to be honest. Like it made
Hmm.
me a fan of Kirk Cousins last year, and I think they have Devontae Adams this year, Justin Jefferson. You got Debo and tight end, man, Kittle. And it was
George
annoying
Kittle.
watching that episode because I had to go back and replay the whole beatdown that Dallas took to San Francisco. And I
That's why I
sat
won't
there and
watch
I
their
took it.
episodes.
I
I'm
damn
not
near
gonna watch their
I damn near
episodes.
skipped through that one,
Sorry.
man. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna hold it down. But yeah, check it out,
Nope.
y'all. I saw we got out the
Mm-mm.
NFL though right now, man. Yeah,
My
it's gonna
wife
get
ain't
live.
rubbing that in my face. My
Oh, I
wife
know,
ain't
right?
rubbing that in my
Right.
face. Nope. Not having it.
If
I'm not
you
having it.
decide to watch it, bro, it's episode 3. So go on, or 2 or 3. Yeah, you'll go and check it out.
Okay.
So you can go on and skip that. All right.
Gotcha. Gotcha. We're gonna jump on the fan mail real quick before we jump into your thoughts on the college football playoff format, and then we're gonna get up out of here. But let's get into my favorite part of the show. You already know. Yeah. Had to add that in there this week. I don't know why. It just felt right. Hit ask, what is your current mindset on football? Do you feel it's in a good place, a bad place, or in a neutral place right now? Also, the extended version of this question is for new football fans. Do you feel that that football is making noise for these fans to jump on board and become casual fans of it, or is football basically is it a stronghold or not for these fans to really come in and accept the game of football if they're not really casual football fans?
It's a
Huh?
great place. It's in a great place, in my opinion. I mean, football has never been bigger. The rest of the world is
Yeah,
playing American football now, y'all. I mean,
yeah,
granted, we had
definitely.
we had your NFL Europe back in the day, but we're talking about when Japan beating the U.S. in under 20, uh, world competition makes headlines. That's big. That shows you.
Right.
Far East, man, they're playing American football. Mexico
In
wants American
Mexico,
football down there.
no, they
You know
got
what I
it
mean?
in. They already have
Yeah.
it down there.
And you've got London. What NFL's looking at moving to either Brazil or London, man. So
Right. And
it's
Germany.
big. Yeah, and we're seeing an actual spring league that now looks like we're a little excited. Like, okay, we may
It could
have something
flourish.
now. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, and college football with the realignment now, we're getting a bigger playoff, an actual playoff now. Oh, I think right now, bro, I think football is in an
Is
amazing
at its
place right
peak.
now. It is.
Damn
It
right. I
really
think
is.
it's at its
It is.
peak. And I think there's nothing but positivity and just up from here. I think this is
Yes,
it's up from here. I really
I
do. So
agree.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, 100%. Now let's go to off topic real quick. Ooh, love this question. We were talking about this and wanted to answer it before the show, but I got you here. We saved it right for you, bro. Are game devs biased to how a game is depending on sales or who actually plays the game? I personally think a little bit of both.
Okay. I think it's going
I
to be
think
depending
they
on how big the studio is. But go ahead, give me your take.
but that too, and I wanted to add that in there. I think it's on the sales of the game, the actual number of people who play the game and are a part of that community, that game's community, and how big of a budget or how big of that a studio is that's creating the game, and how much of a budget that they have for this game. All
Okay.
those factors come into play, and it's not that there's bias, it's that that's the strategy on having a successful game and building a successful community. Look what GTA did. They started off with a successful game back in the day, and then they just elevated with each game and each game. And once they went from that helicopter view in all their games and went to a third person view, it was a wrap. That game
Yes.
took off and the community was built. And then Rockstar was able to put more money into future versions of the game to where now you have GTA 5 that's been out for 10 years, 13 years. Well, 10, sorry, 12 or
GTA
11.
GTA is the reason
11.
Rockstar now is the rock stars of gaming.
Mhm.
It's why we have
Well,
Red Dead
Red Dead
Redemption.
2,
Well,
Red
no,
Dead as
but
well.
Red Dead only was born because of what GTA became.
True.
You know what I
And
mean? And I
when
mean, Red Dead
Red
is
Dead
my
2
favorite
came
game of
out,
all time. Oh my God. Red Dead 2, I'm playing it again. I'm on my 5th run right now. Masterpiece. So the bigger the
fifth
budget,
run.
the better,
Sheesh.
obviously, most of the time. But I
Mhm.
think also I agree with you completely in terms of it being two things because the developers themselves, y'all, they're gamers. They're
Right.
gamers. They want to put the best game together. People complain about stuff that gets taken out of these games and then not being the whole game that they created. Well, that's because that's when the budget, the money people come in and say, no, we need
Yep.
you to cut this game down because we're not putting that much money into pushing this out. So the
Right.
gamers are the guys developing it, but the money talks, and there's other people in those big studios that control the money. Now, the indies, though, the indie studios, the smaller ones, where they have a lot more control over that, that's why you get a lot of very high-quality games that come out of the indie circuit, man, definitely.
Exactly. Definitely. Hey, and I agree wholeheartedly, brother. I really do. That's it for mail time today. Thank you, Hit. As always, you always showing love and making sure we got some questions for mail time. I greatly appreciate you for that. But before we get up out of here, Gabe, I got to ask. Look at this format again and let me know your thoughts on how this structure is and if you like it or not.
I do. I mean, to be honest, I love it because we are now getting officially an actual legit playoff in college football.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be perfect. It's not. You're still going to have teams that people are going to say, "Oh, this team was robbed because of their ranking. They should have been ranked higher and they would have got it." You're going to see that. But this is last year. The 8-team thing was a beginning, bro. The 14 team, whatever. This now takes that next step. And
Right.
it's progress. You know what I mean? So I love it. I think it's going to be great for football, period. It's going to be even bigger for college football because now college football gets the casual fan with this. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be a big deal. So I love it. I love the format. It's not going to be perfect, but you know what? For what we've had, this is great. And it's not the beginning, but it's the next step. We've had the beginning already. This is the next step. And, this thing succeeds, it's going to get even better, man. So I love it. I do love the format.
Yeah. Do you think that if this 12 team works for, let's say, a year or two and it's successful and it's done right, do you think 24 teams could eventually be the ending? Where all 25 teams are in, number one team in the nation gets a bye the first week, or number 25 and number 24 have a play-in game or something to that nature?
In a perfect world, that's the ideal situation. But it's a long time from that. I mean, I think 12 teams right now, look at how long it's taken us to come here. I think the next step would be something like maybe
16,
a play-in team, and then you have an extra bye, or 16 teams. Yes, 16 teams would be the next step.
Before we get to the total
but
top
I love
25.
that. I love the way you think, Jersey. I love that. That top 20. Can you imagine the top 25 teams in an all-out tournament, dog? Oh, my God.
That would be the best thing to happen to college football. It would be the best thing to happen in college football, even with power conferences forming and aligning. That would be the best thing to happen in college football because every team gets a chance, and you'll see more upsets like we do in the while we have the Cinderella stories in college basketball. You'll see more of that in NCAA football.
Yeah.
So I'm looking.
But I love this format, bro, and I'm really, really excited to see what comes of it, man. I'm excited.
8 games in the first 2 rounds. Like, let's look at this again. I know we're going over. We might hit 5 minutes over, guys. I apologize, but 4 games in the first round, 4 games in the quarterfinals.
Bro, that weekend, first round weekend is going to be hype, bro. That's going to be hype.
Super hype. You got 1 game on Friday night. You get a Friday night lights game. Then we got 3 games hitting us on Saturday, which is going to be beautiful. And then the next week, they're doing the same thing. Or they're doing actually Tuesday and Wednesday because of New Year's Eve and New Year's. Then you got, your playoff semifinals later in January, which I also like. And then you got the national championship on Martin Luther King's birthday.
Yeah.
What?
And I love that this is being pushed out to the end of January now, because usually that championship is right after the New Year. So now you're gonna get some college football carrying you all the way through January, baby, and you're gonna have the NFL playoffs in full effect, and it's gonna be hype because we're gonna be freaking getting swarmed with football, baby, postseason football from the college level and the NFL level.
I can't wait. I can't wait. That's gonna be beautiful, bro. And just imagine if they do ever get to 24 teams, we could see the national championship and the Super Bowl being played close to like the same or around the same weekend. How dope would that be to have the national championship game on Saturday right?
You know, I gotta wonder
And
though
then,
how I gotta
or
wonder
the Super Bowl on Sunday and the national championship on that next Monday.
I gotta wonder though
Ooh.
the NFL though cannot like this though. There's got to be a little bit of like, because you know the NFL's the attention whore. They don't want to share attention.
Yeah.
Now their playoffs running through January. They're like, wait, so now NCAA football is going to be having a playoff throughout January. Yeah, it's going down.
They might even start their season even earlier.
Yeah.
If they
But
take
great.
a tournament to 24
thing,
teams, we could see the NCAA's season start possibly in August instead of early September. You know what I mean? We could see them start in the middle of August.
It's just an example why we talked about it on Hit's question, why we feel this is just an example why football is at its peak right now. So I'm loving it, bro. I'm ready.
Hi, Miss B.
What's up, B?
How are you?
Yeah, so
we're
that's
ready to Beatrice Garcia.
That's B2. That's B2.
That's okay.
See, I got B1 and I got B2. That's B2.
Well, thank y'all for being here. We love y'all.
B, I haven't seen you. I haven't seen you at your work, B. I'm gonna head in there soon. Go say hi.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You in trouble. Gabe coming to see you.
I love B. She's awesome, man. That's my people right there. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here and tuning into the show. We are about to get up out of here, y'all. We 6 minutes over, but it's for a reason. Had to definitely get that NCAA talk out as well. And of course, our fan mail. You know, we had to do our fan mail, but we love y'all so much, man. Thank y'all for all the support. Go and follow Fuel Sports Network on all social media platforms. You can find it everywhere at Fuel Sports Network. And on X, it's Fuel Sports Net, all lowercase. That's the channel you want to get on X. Fuel Sports Net, all lowercase. And on Instagram, it is Fuel Sports Network now. Make sure you also go and follow Gabriel Garcia and check out the Gridiron Nation on Fuel Sports Network as well. And you can always catch the VODs on Gabe's YouTube channel, Gridiron Nation Podcast, and Hellraisers Podcast as well. So make sure you guys check us all out on Fuel Sports Network. And again, go follow Gabe as his socials right here. You want to send in your fan mail questions to Gridiron Nation Podcast, you can do so at gridironnationpodcast@gmail. And you can also send in your fan mail questions to the Gridiron at
Y'all be sure to check me out this week. Y'all be
gmail.
sure this coming episode of Gridiron Nation, I will be continuing with my NFL 2024 divisional previews. Now this time sir. I will be ending the AFC previews with the AFC East, man. You know, so y'all be sure to check it out, man. Y'all be sure to check it out. Yeah.
Let's get it. We love y'all. We will see y'all next week right here live on Fuel Sports Network. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our fans. Thank you to all our supporters. Thank you to everybody out there who has made this team work, this show work, and make Fuel Sports Network what we are. We love y'all. Peace out.